On the table, right?
I was wondering if they're going to give us the...
I mean, it was Trina.
Oh, that's right.
Not doing any tortillas.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy.
Mr. Manager.
Happy birthday to you.
You're looking live at NASA's Kennedy Space Center's Launch Pad 39A. SpaceX will soon begin fueling that Falcon Heavy rocket for NASA's Europa Clipper mission. Are launching today, just days after Hurricane Milton barreled across Florida. Check out this stunning time lapse taken from the International Space Station, showing just how massive it was before slamming into Florida's west coast as a Category 3 hurricane. And now this radar from the National Weather Service pulls data from NASA-launched environmental satellites. You see those red and green boxes just popping up everywhere? Those were all tornado and flood warnings before the eye passed directly over us at Kennedy Space Center. We were thankfully spared from the worst damage, just some broken doors and awnings, overturned vehicles and trailers, and some beach erosion. But you know, when it...
issue they were looking at on second stage. Everybody's given the go for that, and Falcon is in startup, so the flight computer has taken over. We're getting
That's right, Megan. And right behind me is mission control for the Europa Clipper mission, where experts are laser focused on operating the spacecraft. Each person here plays a critical role, from engineers monitoring the spacecraft's health to navigators who will be tracking its journey. They're constantly communicating to make sure everything is ready for today's launch. And in just a few minutes, they'll connect with NASA's Deep Space Network, a global system of giant radio antennas on Earth used to communicate with spacecraft.
Now, the spacecraft was assembled at JPL in Pasadena, California. You can see it there. Shipping it here to Florida for launch, now that took a lot of coordination. First, some parts, like its high-gain antenna, were removed so it could fit in a shipping container. Then 2 semi-trucks drove the spacecraft, plus support equipment, about 70 miles to March Air Reserve Base. There it was loaded into a C-17 plane for its flight to Kennedy Space Center. And then once here, it was reassembled, as you can see there, and fueled in a clean room before it was encapsulated into the rocket's payload fairing. That fairing is at the top of the Falcon Heavy rocket you see live there, and it keeps the spacecraft safe through launch. Spacecraft, let's get back to Raquel for another check.
Megan, Mission Control has been conducting readiness polls, team-wide check-ins before launch to confirm everything is good to go. The activity lead is making sure the launch-specific software is ready to run, and after liftoff, she'll be monitoring it to ensure everything on board is working as expected. While Mission Control takes care of those final details, let's take a closer look at why Europa is the focus of this mission. Earlier, I spoke with Europa Clipper Deputy Project Scientist Bonnie Barati, who gives us a glimpse of what's beneath the moon's icy crust.
The locks inside the line of the transporter erector. We are inside of 30 seconds.
You have 15 seconds and count.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Unveiling the mysteries of an enormous ocean lurking beneath the icy crust of Jupiter's moon, Europa.
Engine pressures are nominal.
3, 2, 1, ignition. And liftoff. Liftoff of Falcon Heavy with Europa Clipper, unveiling the mysteries of an enormous ocean lurking beneath the icy crust of Jupiter's moon, Europa.
Engine chamber pressures are nominal.
See that the chamber pressures are nominal as we hear. All 27 Merlin engines look great.
Rocket beginning to roll. putting down 5.1 million pounds of thrust. Coming up, they're going to back off those engines just a bit.
So we get ready to head into max
Power and
speed.
telemetry nominal.
We hear that power and telemetry on the vehicle are good there to make sure things are ready for when it's ready to start up.
Stand by for booster separation.
Booster engine cutoff. Side booster separation confirmed.
And there they go.
Those two boosters previously flown on Psyche. This will be their 6th flight. We thank you for their service this morning. They did a great job of getting Falcon Heavy and Europa Clipper on its way as the center core takes over and continues mission down its ascent. Things are looking really good in the telemetry. Power and trajectory look nominal, and chamber pressures on the 9 center core engines look really good.
In just a little more than 20 seconds from now, we'll get the cutoff of the main engine on the center core booster that remains. 4 seconds after that, we will separate. Flying out over the Atlantic Ocean. There's a look from inside.
There we
Vigo.
see stage 1
Stage
shutdown
separation confirmed.
and stage separation from the center core. Getting ready for MVAC startup, SES-1.
We're getting some applause here in the Mission Directors Center, and there you see the MVAC-D engine lighting up.
Next thing up in about 10 seconds will be fairing separation.
NYPY FTS has saved.
And the fairing has protected Europa Clipper on its ascent up into space, but once we get into space, we don't need that fairing anymore.
Fairing
there they go.
separation confirmed.
Fairing has separated, and those will be recovered, Daryl, by SpaceX's own recovery ship, Go Cosmos.
And there you see them falling away into space. That is the only part of this rocket that will be recovered.
There we are. There we are. That's our infants. Look at that.
To what's next, right?
That's right. There was lots of cheering over here, but now here is a live look from inside Mission Control. You can see the team is getting ready for Europa Clipper's next milestone. Now, we showed you them gearing up for this moment, and now they wait for acquisition of signal, but there's a lot happening in there that you can't see. That's why I caught up with Mission Manager Tracy Drain. So let's take a look at a behind-the-scenes breakdown.
And Tracy, tell us about the space here in Mission Control.
Here in Mission Control, you'll see a lot of folks who are paying attention to the configuration of the spacecraft before launch, but our main role is to catch the baby, that's Europa Clipper, so that we're ready to control it once it's well on its way.
Less than 30 seconds away from separation. There you see the Europa spacecraft. Those massive solar panels that you were talking about all stacked together. This is a big moment for the program, for NASA, APL, and JPL. Let's watch.
Europa Clipper, separation confirmed.
And there you go. NASA's Europa Clipper probe, embarking on a long-awaited mission to study Jupiter's icy moon Europa. And what a sight, Mick.
That is absolutely gorgeous, Gerald, to see Europa Clipper on its way. Successful deployment from Stage 2. Falcon Heavy performed very well today. Teams behind us are clapping and enjoying. That is a beautiful picture.
Via the video, we can see that Clipper has successfully separated. Please say goodbye to Clipper on its way to Europa.
Now that voice you heard just there is the Europa Clipper flight director, Pranay Mishra. He's with the mission support team.
Okay, all stations, we are waiting for sign of initial acquisition. Again, Telecom will confirm when we have carrier lock, and DDM will let us know when they see the first packet down.
We're continuing to monitor the search for a signal. And I believe we have it.
Right.
There it is.
Flight, this is... Go, Telecom. Flight, this is Cal. We're seeing the signal on the open loop receiver. Copy, Telecom.
And there you have it. Confirmation of signal from the spacecraft, Europa Clipper. In the room there at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory erupting in applause. These teams have worked a long time. You've got some high fives.
Copy, Telecom. Flight Systems. Go, Systems.
We have telemetry. We received good samples, and our displays are lighting up.
Copy, Systems. Initial act is confirmed.
And now they just locked in full telemetry from the spacecraft. Another big milestone.
Flight prop. Go, prop. We are vented and primed. Thank you, prop.
The propulsion system now is ready.
Flight, this is Nav.
Go, Nav.
We see Doppler data.
Copy, Nav.
Break. Flight Systems.
Go.
We're reporting status that both branches failed to vent. Can please confirm if venting occurred successfully?
I was about to do that. The pressures are good, but we are seeing the valve venting flag. We're taking a look right now.
Copy, prop. Thank you.
Flight GNC.
Go, GNC.
We do see, there's the telemetry just came in too. We do see that we are already in the mode GNC 3RS tracks on point, and with the Z-axis rate is consistent with the Z-axis roll.
Copy. Thank you, GNC.
Flight FP.
Go, FP.
So the particular condition about both branch failing venting does not trigger a monitor, and we have no indication that anything tripped, so it just moved on to priming.
Is that if both branches fail venting, the behavior moves on to and attempts priming. So if that is successful, we could get into tracks on point like we're seeing here. Depending on the cause of the both branches failing venting, which we'll look for prop to confirm more details on.
Copy, activity. Activity, as you see signs of the launch behavior continuing, please call it out.
Yes, if we're flight this activity.
Go ahead.
Being in our tracks on point at this point, we are waiting the hour thermal roll, so we should all be looking for signs of being in the thermal roll right now.
Copy, activity.
Yeah, Flight GNC, just to confirm it again, we are in the thermal roll right now. And so GNC sees that we have already successfully found the sun, done a slew to sun point, and initiated the Z-axis roll. So good indication that GNC is using the engine successfully.
Copy, GNC. Do you have an estimate on the start time of that thermal roll?
We're working that right now. Get that back to you.
Thank you. And activity, when you have the telemetry in step 2-8 or can confirm the telemetry in step 2-8, please let me know.
Flight C.
Go ahead, B.
Is Power seeing anything in the thermal roll? Do we see any change?
Go ahead, Power.
Stand by.
So what you're hearing is that the propulsion system was primed. It didn't get a vent on it, but they have later come to get confirmation that indeed the spacecraft is in a roll, so the propulsion system appears to be working.
Yeah, absolutely. They have all good telemetry and everything going well. The spacecraft team's very happy, and they got into their thermal roll and doing very well. So awesome to see deployment. Awesome to see Europa Clipper on its way for this successful mission. Great job by all the teams on today's launch.
For like 7 days.